Welcome once again to the Casper Podcast, where we take a deep dive into blockchain technology and speak with those who are building the future of the decentralized web. I'm your host, Joe Benso, and on today's show, we're taking a trip to New York City. Well, actually, what we're doing on today's show is recapping our recent trip to NFT.NYC, where my colleague Matt Schaffnit from the Casper Association and myself spent 3 days talking to visionaries, pioneers, entrepreneurs, and builders. Matt, I see you survived.
Those 3 days were a whirlwind. Lots of exciting stuff going on. It gives me a lot of confidence in the ecosystem at large. And the turnout was phenomenal.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty details of our trip, I just want to ask you, why do you think it's important to have a presence at these events?
A digital ecosystem starts with the network itself. And the whole point is connecting all of us together physically. It's not like in computers we trust. It's like, how are we leveraging that to enhance our objectives in a positive way? That's the whole thing, right? I really feel the momentum in the events that we've been attending in person, where you have that whites of your eye connection with another human being. It's hard to refute that kind of non-verbal reinforcement and evidence.
Yes, I agree. I definitely think that there's no substitute for being on site and being able to speak to builders in person. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, NFT.NYC is the biggest NFT event in the world. This year, the conference had over 16,000 attendees, and every year it seems to get bigger and bigger. So before the conference, I was invited to be a speaker. So after giving it a lot of thought, decided to give my talk on the future of NFTs in this multi-chain ecosystem. Luckily, my talk isn't until the last day of the conference, so I've got some time to take it all in. It's the first day of the conference. I'm on my way to the Javits Center right now. In previous years, this conference was held all over town, but this year they've consolidated it under one roof. And I'm not going to lie, this looks great. I'm pretty excited. As I enter the convention center, one of the first people that I run into is Nir from XP Network. Full disclosure, they just got a grant from the Casper Association to help build out their NFT bridge, and they're doing some really cool stuff. Great to see you, Nir. What are you guys doing at NFT NYC this year?
Yeah, so for us, it is a very natural place to be because we have a lot of partners that we've actually been chatting with. And this is a great place for us to find more integration, to introduce ourselves to new actual partners and some unlikely partners that we couldn't or didn't see before.
Awesome. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about XP Network?
Sure. So XP Network is a multi-chain NFT bridge. It is the first truly vast place to actually move NFTs between one chain to the other. We move the NFTs in full properties, so that means that the NFT becomes just as much as if it was minted on the other chains. We're supporting 12 live 24 mainnet chains right now, and we have more than 12,000 NFT dApps that we are in the process of integrating to the bridge itself, across all chains and across all partners.
That's just amazing. You guys support several blockchains, but you're currently doing a lot of work with Casper right now. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Sure. So Casper is a truly open platform, and this is a place that is, from our experience, a great place to actually nourish NFT builders and NFT dApps. And we are very much happy to welcome and to be welcome to Casper ecosystem because having Casper inside the ecosystem actually gives users and dApps that are looking for, we're getting asked this a lot, what blockchain can we actually build on? And Casper has so many technological benefits and good community. And this is actually a great place that we will be happy to recommend for people to build on. And because of the bridge itself and because Casper is becoming integrated, they are not limited to just the Casper ecosystem. So they can actually build the entire property of the NFT dApp while sending over and receiving NFTs from all supported chains.
Nir, you guys are helping to fix one of the biggest pain points in blockchain by creating cross-chain bridge solutions. Is this the future of NFTs?
I would actually go a step back, and this is the future of crypto, and this is the future of blockchain. Those barriers and those siloed islands are great, for competition and building up volume to specific tokens. But the only way for the market to become mainstream, from our experience and from seeing around, this is becoming, fully multi-chain. And we call that, removing barriers towards the future. So this is the only way for us that we see that, especially for NFTs and with the crypto as a whole.
The conference this year seems to be a mix of serious builders like Nir and traditional NFT entertainment brands and figures. As we're getting off the escalator on the second floor of this massive Javits Center, I see a well-known NFT rapper.
Blockchain, I'm blocking on my iPhone. it all on my own.
Hey, Joe from Casper Dill. Can you introduce yourself to the podcast listeners?
Yeah, what's up? I'm Dill. I'm a multi-platinum recording artist from Philly, and I've been doing music NFTs for over 2 years.
When you tell people about music NFTs, what's the takeaway?
I think the first thing people need to understand is that the music industry is broken and that artists are not fairly compensated for their work, especially with the major labels. And so NFTs allows the artists to go directly to their fans, directly to their consumers, without needing to go through that major label.
Okay. And what is your experience so far right now? Tell us what you're doing, what you're working on.
NFTs have changed my life as a musician. I worked with major labels for years. I've been in the music industry almost a decade. I have a multi-platinum hit song, and I experienced a label taking most of my money and not reinvesting in us. So with music NFTs, in the last 2 years, I've actually made as much revenue as I did in almost a decade with a multi-platinum hit song. And that's all from direct support of the community. So the music itself still has a long way to go. But what we're doing here is we're able to monetize it up front a lot more quickly. So it's very exciting.
What are you looking to do, take away here at NFT NYC?
My goal, this is my third NFT NYC. My goal every time has just been to spread more information and knowledge about music NFTs. Because right now, not enough people know about them. I still think that a small percentage of all NFT collectors actually hold a music NFT or know about music NFTs. So we need greater market penetration within Web3.
And are you interested in multi-chain, like experimentation, working with other chains?
So that's a great question, and I think I'm the right person to ask. I started on Ethereum. I'm also available on Polygon. I'm also available on Tezos and Solana. I was the first music NFT on Magic Eden Launchpad. I'm currently probably the biggest collection on Tezos that I know of or can find. And my Polygon drop is actually coming up. We have a really innovative structure. So I've created my collection designed to be multi-chain.
Now I got cryptocurrency, she currently in love. Like crypto made me rich, I've been looking for some trouble. Give me
One of the things that I really admire about entrepreneurs like Dill is how they're fully embracing blockchain and Web3 to reinvent themselves, essentially cutting out the middleman and taking their music directly to fans. Another theme at NFT NYC this year was security. Now, security is obviously a big priority at Casper, but across the Web3 ecosystem at large, there are still massive vulnerabilities. I had the chance to catch up with Stefan from Veritech, and he told me something like $10 billion was stolen last year due to poor access management. That's a mind-blowing number. In any case, access management is basically who is allowed to do what things within a smart contract. That could mean mint tokens, vote on proposals, freeze transfers, and many other things. So, if an unauthorized person gets access to those functions, well, you can imagine. Hi, Stefan. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
My name is Stefan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Veritech, a smart contract access management company. Where we help the space secure smart contracts because last year $10 billion were lost just because of poor access management. And we're building easy-to-use tools that are very secure for projects that have a good governance around the contracts.
Wow, that's impressive. What are you doing here at NFT NYC this year?
We're mainly looking for projects to use our tool because NFT projects typically consist of more non-technical stuff, more business marketing oriented, and they often have an external developer. And with our tool, you can basically separate development from the ownership, which is also important from a compliance perspective, but increases the security as well.
So what chains are you currently supporting, and is there any planned integration for Casper?
So we are starting on Ethereum and Polygon, where we're using basically smart contracts to simulate a multi-sig wallet on-chain. On the roadmap, we also plan to integrate our tool on Casper, because Casper is already providing some sort of access management at the protocol level. So we don't need a smart contract to simulate it. So that's a big advantage. And we are providing our UI to make it as simple as possible, also for non-technical users, to leverage those special features of the Casper network.
Thank you so much for your time today, Stefan. I know you guys are super busy, and we look forward to catching up soon. So far, the conference has been going great. And despite the bear market that we've been in the last year or so, there's a real sense of optimism here, which is a little surprising. Another theme at the conference this year was UI and UX, which makes sense. Making Web3 less clunky and easy to access for the general public is going to go a long way towards mass adoption. Burrito Wallet is a non-custodial wallet who absolutely gets this. They're based in South Korea. Hi, Aiden. It's great to see you. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about Burrito Wallet?
Hi, this is Aiden from Burrito Wallet. So Burrito Wallet is a Web3 wallet, of course. It's a non-custodial wallet, and we support 7 different chains: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, Clayton, and Casper, and BNB chain. And we just launched about 2 months ago. We're currently focusing on onboarding Korean people to use Web3 wallet.
And how are you guys onboarding people into NFTs?
We came up with this idea that with easier UI and UX, maybe people will be more interested in cryptos, DeFis, NFTs, and so on. We're going to launch iOS soon as well, and we're hoping to get a lot more users.
Well, that's it. We're pretty much out of time. I'd like to thank everyone who helped make this year's NFT NYC a success, especially for us on the ground. Special shout out to XP Network, Veritech, Burrito Wallet, and of course, Dill. All right, Matt, so no pressure here, but I have to ask you, what are your thoughts on NFT NYC?
I was able to catch up with some familiar faces and many, many new faces and had a wide variety of rich discussions, whether you're talking about AR and art and where the intersection of the blockchain plays a role, or with some of our key stakeholders like Burrito Wallet. Out of all of the discussions I had in NFT NYC, it's always the same takeaway. The stuff happens kind of outside the gates. You make some really great contacts inside these events, and the turnout was phenomenal, 16,000 people or something. And being there at the center, I could really feel that energy.
Sadly, we've got to jet, but if you'd like to be on the Casper podcast, send us a message. We'd love to hear what you're building and what you're working on. From myself and Matt at the Casper Association, keep building and we'll see you on the other side.